Welcome to the very first episode of the SA Cyber Spotlight series, where we shine the light on South Australia's amazing cybersecurity capabilities in state. I'm Paula Oliver, I'm the manager of the AustCyber SA node, and joining me today is Brenton Cooper, the CEO and co-founder of Fivecast. Welcome, Brenton.
Thanks, Paula.
Thank you. And so we're going to jump in straight away and get to know all about Fivecast and what it is that you do. So maybe we'll start by you telling us what's the story of Fivecast and what's behind the business and how it came about.
Absolutely. So Fivecast's mission is all about enabling a safer world. And we formed in 2017 when we spun out from the Data Decisions Cooperative Research Centre. So the Research Centre was really a collaboration bringing together academia, industry and government to look at some of the data analytics challenges facing Australia's national security and law enforcement agencies. So within that Research Centre, we'd purpose-built some solutions to their needs. And really Fivecast is bringing that capability to market and delivering it globally.
Fantastic. That's great. And so tell us, Brenton, a little bit more about what Fivecast actually do and who is it that you're working with and perhaps some of the types of customers that you work with as well.
Absolutely. So Fivecast Onyx is our premier solution and it really does two things. So first, it's an open source data collection framework where we're able to collect data from the surface, deep and dark web. And then a risk assessment framework. So through that risk assessment framework, we use AI to help really surface the information and bring insights to our customers. So with that, we work across a number of sectors. So law enforcement, national security, defence, intelligence, border protection, and corporate security. Okay. And we work with our customers along a range of use cases. So things like counter-terrorism, monitoring domestic extremism, security vetting, border protection, and even with our corporate customers, areas of protective security like event protection.
Wow, that's an amazing array of customers, quite significant customers, and some serious work that you do there.
Absolutely.
That's great. And we know you're based in SA, but perhaps you can tell us a little bit more about specifically where you are in case any of our listeners actually want to drop by and say hi. And maybe tell us a bit about the staff that you currently have and how you plan to grow that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're based here in South Australia, down in Base 64 in Kent Town. It's where our headquarters is. We do most of our data science and software engineering work there. But we've also got an office over in the US. So we're based in Arlington in Virginia, so right close to the capital, wow. Where we serve our US customers. And we've been on a really steep growth trajectory. So over the last 18 months, we've grown from about 17 people to roughly 50 right now, and we're on target to reach 60 by the middle of the year.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's some very steep growth indeed.
It is. It's been quite a ride.
Oh, that's a positive story, very much. So, Brenton, what are the benefits that South Australia brings for founders of cybersecurity and high tech in comparison to perhaps other states or territories that you could tell us about?
Yeah, absolutely. So we think the South Australian government have really been leaders in leading that transformation from an economy that was based on agriculture and manufacturing through to the high-tech industries, including cyber. And we've been a real beneficiary of that. So we've made ourselves utilise some of the programs that have been put in place. So as an example, the SA Export Accelerator is a program that we've used to bring on top talent in the US to help with building our channels and alliances, which has been really successful. But we also find that the university sector here is really good for us. So we've come from a cooperative research centre where we did collaborative research and development. We continue to do that. And we've also seen them as a great source of talent. So we've been working with the universities to build an internship program. We've probably brought on about 6 or 7 people over the past couple of years through that internship program who are now full-time employees with us.
That's fantastic. What a great story, because, I mean, it's so important to be able to get to know the types of people that you're employing, particularly in the type of work that you do. It's quite a trusted environment, I imagine. So getting the right people and particularly pulling the talent from SA, which is really great to hear as well.
Yeah, it's also good for the talent themselves to learn about us, learn about the work that they're going to be doing and give them some real world experience. So it's great.
Fantastic. So Brenton, what does the cybersecurity or the high-tech sector more broadly need from government, more than what they already get, to enable that growth and be more globally competitive?
Yeah, so we'd like to look to the government to continue the sort of frameworks they've got in place to enable not only the financial incentives around R&D for things like that, but also the collaboration. And so we've been using a lot of those. We work with AusTrade and the Australian Defence Export Office. AusTrade introduced us to the US Defence Innovation Unit. So from that introduction, we've won a really significant project. It's a foundational project for us, and obviously great to have the US Defence as a customer.
Absolutely.
We also work with the embassies. So we do a lot with the liaison network in the embassies and AusTrade to try and reach out to customers in our space. It is quite a closed space, but it's a global space. Yeah. And so using AusTrade and the embassies has been really, really useful for us as well.
That's fantastic. And at some stage during growing your business, you've mentioned AusTrade, but at some stage in your journey of growing the business, you would have come across AustCyber. And I wonder if you could share with us a little bit about when you first encountered AustCyber and sort of what your experience with AustCyber has been.
Absolutely. So we first encountered AustCyber when we were working the Cooperative Research Centre. So obviously when people think about data analytics, which is what we were focused on, they also think about cybersecurity. And so we engage with AustCyber around some of those capability development initiatives, but also about upskilling the workforce. So we're talking around how do we do that more successfully and within a framework. But now we engage with AustCyber a lot around the networking. So it's really important for us to stay networked, and AustCyber and Stone and Chalk are absolutely key to that.
Fantastic. That's always good to hear.
Yeah.
So jumping back into some of the capabilities that you have, Brenton, in your business with Fivecast, what are some of the unique capabilities that Fivecast have in terms of their digital intelligence solutions?
Yeah. So our customers are often struggling with just so much data that they have to look at. And so Fivecast has brought a unique solution, actually a patented solution, to the problem where we bring not only the data collection, but a risk assessment framework. And so it's that ability to sift through the data that you're collecting to look for the risks that are relevant to your mission is really key to what Fivecast does.
Yeah, fascinating. Such amazing work. And so could you share some examples, Brenton, of how the customers use those solutions and that intelligence that you have?
Yeah. Well, I can't really talk about the government customers.
Fair enough.
But I can share a story with a US company that we're working with. So it's a not-for-profit. They're called Deliver Fund, and they're really focused on the problem of anti-human trafficking. So human trafficking in the domestic United States is a big issue. It's one of the fastest growing crimes. And they view the problem through the lens of sort of the internet. The internet's been established. It's been really successful in companies selling their products. And so human traffickers do the same. They sell their product through the internet. And with Fivecast, they're able to sort of hunt down these human traffickers, establish their digital footprint, look at who their network is, and through that target the law enforcement agencies better on defeating the human trafficking problem. So we're really proud of working with Deliver Fund. They're a really interesting group of people, all sort of ex-special forces and CIA intelligence analysts. And they've taken their training and now turning it to that problem of, how do we defeat human trafficking?
That's amazing, and really something, as you say, you're proud of, but you should be proud of. That's fantastic outcomes. So without breaking any commercial in confidence sort of secrets and breaching any agreements with customers, what will be the next piece of the puzzle for Fivecast? What's happening next for you?
Yeah, so we've got a great product. And now it's really about growth. So growing our opportunities in the US and overseas. So we're really building our business development and sales function in the US at the moment. And the second area is channels and alliances. So I mentioned the SA Export Accelerator grant. We appointed a head of channels and alliances, and he's done a great job building that network. And through that network, we're seeing lots of opportunities. So not only in the US, but all around the globe, Southeast Asia, the UK, Middle East, even Latin America. So we've got lots of opportunities going on. And then the final leg of the stool, I guess, is really about continuing to innovate. So we don't stand still. We're looking at how do we do better data collection? How do we do new AI-enabled risk analytics to further enhance the product?
Fantastic. Well, that sounds like you've got lots to do and a very bright future ahead of what is already a very bright company with Fivecast. So thank you very much, Brenton, for joining me today.
It's been a pleasure.
And that wraps up our very first episode. So thank you for everybody listening, and we look forward to bringing you another episode very soon.